So I don't know, maybe that's just a really common feature. It's so nice though. It's so good. And it's such a little thing too, but it makes so much sense. Like if I have auto combat on, it's just... Of course I'd want battle sped up. That's why I have auto battle on. I like it. I approve. If only I had been able to give Theodore the King's Sword. King's Sword. Hooded Man, leveled up. Cool. A silver apple, huh? You know who we're giving that to? Theodore. The little boy needs to eat his fruit. Eat your apples. Apple day keeps a doctor away, young man. Man, if 5 and 6 ever get a remaster, I'll buy them. I'll buy them. 100%. There will be no hesitation. It's weird that they've remastered some of the games that they have, but they haven't done 6. Heralded as one of the greatest RPGs of all time. You would think that they would jump on that pretty quick. Because there's for sure money there. They have to be aware of that, right? Who knows, I guess. Square Enix does. Their minds work in mysterious ways. Back to auto combat. Yeah, I'm just not used to doing this, I guess. Like in Final Fantasy VIII, I don't typically auto combat because when you attack, you gotta hit the trigger button to get the most out of your attacks. I suppose 7 you could easily just auto battle, right? Well, you're right. And when they re-release it for the mobile ports and the PC version, it looks like hot garbage. Who knows? Someday. Someday we'll get something. And hopefully it's what everybody wants and we'll all be happy and there'll be ponies and rainbows and birthday cakes for everybody. Alright. Updated sprites would be good. I don't mind if they do the if they do 3D models correctly and they don't create the 3D models for something that has to run on like the Game Boy or the original PSP or mobile. Like if they have good high def 3D sprites, I'd probably be okay with that. But of course I would greatly prefer just to have updated sprites. The sprites look amazing. That's just what I want. I should have killed that guy back there first. White mage and black mage aren't leveling up. Which makes sense. They're probably gone as soon as we're done with the Devil's Road. Which is okay. I don't need them. throwing me off that Cure is not the first spell on the list. Wish I could reorganize it. High Potion. Echo, 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 herbs. Good old herbs. I know you're talking about the Final Fantasy VII remake. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to listen overly close to that conversation. Because that particular time I was busy with work, but I'm hopeful that turns out really good. I believe they said they're using the same engine as Final Fantasy 15. I think I read that somewhere. Which would be a very interesting take on Final Fantasy VII to play it real time like that. It could be pretty fun if they do it right. Some of the fights, like imagine fighting like Ruby Weapon and Emerald Weapon and stuff like that with those 3D sprites, or like Ultima. That would be pretty crazy. It would be interesting to see for like Ultima and stuff like that, how they would manage airship fights. Would be kind of weird in a real-time 3D environment like that. I suppose it wouldn't be that weird. Also, I'd be curious, would you only control Cloud? Or would you be able to switch between the characters at your will? I don't know. I'd have a lot of questions on how they would do stuff like that. But if done well, I think that could be a lot of fun, actually. That being said, I would be perfectly okay if they just did a regular old JRPG with high definition character models and graphics and backgrounds and everything. You will never ever hear me complain if that's the route that they will go. And I imagine that would be the case for most people. It's true. It's like a bat signal. I have a light on the top of my house that has the Final Fantasy VII Meteor logo on it that I just flash it up towards the northwest. It's a really, really high-powered light, so somehow it makes it the hundreds and hundreds of miles between us. And he sees it, he knows. It's time to start talking about Final Fantasy VII. Full moon. Alright, Black Mage. Your time is now. Did I say earlier that I felt like the encounter rate was low? Maybe it was just in that one particular dungeon. Because it doesn't feel super low right now. We made it. This is a weird room. Organize. Oops. Tent. How do the tents look in this version? They look like tents. Waning. Oh no! I got rid of my super-powered black magic. But now my attacks are strong. Hooded Man is going to wreak havoc on whatever boss I'm going to run into. This is actually probably the perfect one to have because I don't really have any special attacks at the moment, so it doesn't really matter that special attacks are weak. This is one hell of a room. Okay. Alright, game. Let's see what's going on here. Oh no. It's not what I need to do at all. Didn't even kill it. Boy, you're not nearly as strong as Cecil, are you? What am I going to do with you? Hooded Man. That's your real name. Yeah, Theodore's celebration thing is very strange. Am I gonna block myself out of treasure chests and stuff here? It is kind of nice. I like that. It's not like a huge thing, right? But it's pretty nice. It's a nice little touch. Well, they're marked on your map, but you have to get pretty close to them in order to see them. And yeah, hidden stuff. I mean, I have no idea. No chests. So you've played through Final Fantasy IV 25 times or thereabouts. How many times have you played through the after years? Also, to completely change topics to something we talked about, I don't know, like an hour ago, when Square Enix originally released this on the Wii as an episodic game, how much did they charge per episode? Oh no. Am I in a dead end? $6, not $7 when you stream it. Fair enough. If you haven't streamed this one yet. Oh man. Actually, how long have you been streaming? And what caused you to get into it? The thing that caused me to stream is it's a way to force myself to actually finish games. It's honestly why I started to do it, because I had a really bad habit of starting games and then just getting distracted and going to try something else and getting distracted. So I had like a huge long list of games that I had either purchased and never even started, or I purchased and put between 30 minutes to 5 hours into and just never went back to. This coupled with the fact that I played World of Warcraft for a long time. And as anybody who's played an MMO like that knows, when you're sucked into an MMO, you don't really play other games. You just play that one game. That was 100% me. So I wanted to try to make sure that, I don't know, I was just able to play other games and enjoy games. Typically speaking, I'm a very introverted person. So I didn't know at the time how much I was going to like interacting with other people and stuff like that. But as it turns out, I enjoy it quite a lot, actually. Definitely far more than I originally thought I was going to, so all in all, it's been a very good experience. There's a prince in the castle who's just about to come to age. Wait a minute, are you? Yes, I am. King Cecil has ushered an era of peace and tranquility to our nation. A shame that his dear friend Sir Kane is not here to enjoy it. Sir Kane's a buzzkill. He's just jealous because he wanted to have Rose's babies. Where could my father be? He hasn't been back since that attack. I figure he's just tinkering with his airship again. But still. have to say I'm worried. The man's not exactly young anymore. He'd be livid if he heard me say that, but, that's true. Have you seen my granddad? He promised me we'd go on an airship voyage once he got back. And $40 for the whole set's not bad. I just wonder if they tried to charge like $5 a piece or something like that. Square Enix sometimes has some... The Lustful Lolly-Ho. A truly rousing read. Whew. Theodore. For shame, young man. Square Enix doesn't always have... I mean, their games are always good. But man, sometimes they charge an awful lot for their re-releases. I was thinking about visiting Mist a bit earlier. The cave's been closed off by Baronian soldiers, though, and they refused to let me through. The door's locked. Knock, and the door will open. Oh, the complete collection. Gotcha. So individually, it might have been more expensive. I just knew King Cecil had it in him, dispatching that monster horde without breaking a sweat. Didn't we see Cecil die? The kingdom of Baron is ruled by King Cecil, the man who saved this entire land in the wars of the past. It's got to be really hard to live under your father's shadow if your shadow is the hero of the world. Of the actual world. And the moon. That's true. 2 games. I'm curious to see how these stories all weave together. It's a new moon. It's a new moon. Don't mind me. Drive. White Fang. Unicorn Horn. King Cecil never had anything you could call family. He seems so happy now that Queen Rosa and Prince Theodore are by his side. King Cecil and Queen Rosa visited the moon once, I hear. I'm so jealous. Hopefully the day will come when regular people can go there freely too. You know, no matter what happens, we've got King Cecil, and that's all I need to feel secure. Rumor has it that a fierce monster appears in the Mist Cave whenever the moon's at its brightest. If you're exploring Mist Cave during a full moon, I hope you're prepared for the worst. Queen Rosa has only grown all the more beautiful after becoming a mother. I hope I can pull it off half as gracefully as she can. I don't know, though. Why are the monsters multiplying so quickly all of a sudden? Yeah, it looks like they give you 3 different slots for every episode, which is nice that they do it that way. Definitely a good upgrade. I imagine that King Cecil would like to see his son Theodore become a paladin like himself. Oh yeah, well maybe as Prince Theodore doesn't want to become a paladin. Maybe King Cecil should get off my back. Ooh. Ooh. Crossbow. Oh, we're doing the Iron Sword, baby. Welcome. Wizard's Hat, Gaia Gear, Sage's Surplus, Silver Armlet. It's probably a mistake. But we're gonna do it anyway. Protects against silence, resistant to magic attacks, resistant to ghost attacks. It's a ghost attack. Seems fun. I don't know. We've got money. We might as well spend it. What's the point of having money if you're not going to spend it, right? Am I right? You know Sid, the airship engineer? His house is in the northwest corner of the village. Come to think of it, we haven't seen him lately. His daughter's beside herself with worry. You don't say... What are you... What are you peeking at? Sorry, here you go. Hey you, could you quit standing there please? I'm trying to get some sun. Okay. She's an angry sort of person. This is where Zelda, I'd be able to get a bottle under that bridge. Or this one. Arctic wind. Ye old spider silk. How spider silk exists underwater, I don't know. Underwater spiders, huh? I guess they're spider crabs. Isn't that... Aren't there spider crabs? Maybe I'm making that up. Huh? The door in the building in the west part of town? You're not from around here, are ya? No, I do know what that is, actually. What if I wanted to sneak into the castle without my parents knowing, huh? Oh look! Baron got a little dock. You know what, I hate to do it, but I'm actually going to call it there. My stomach is not feeling very good. So, thank you everybody for stopping by. Got a lot of good stuff got done today. Finished Final Fantasy IV. Dove into After Years, which so far is pretty neat. I like the episode aspect of it. It seems cool. I'm interested to see how Square Enix does that, like what their take on an episodic story is. So I'm looking forward to that. The moon phase thing is interesting. I'm really curious to see how much I actually change my tactics depending on the phase of the moon. I don't know if that's just something that's going to be, it's just there and I just have to deal with it. You know, sometimes I just attack and it's weak, and sometimes I attack and it's strong. Or if I actually do change what I do depending on the moon. We'll have to wait and see. As I get a little bit more developed and I get special abilities and more developed magic, I can see how maybe I would actually take advantage of that. But right now, it doesn't really seem to matter all that much. Assuming I don't develop the plague overnight, I'll be streaming again tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. That'll be Dota 2 though. It's gonna be fun. I'll probably be spamming support all night. Razorn will be playing, carrying me on his broad shoulders. There might be other people there. Usually a rotating cast of characters that come through and play Dota. So if you're interested in that, happy to have you. If you're looking for more Final Fantasy IV, that'll be on Sunday night. Once again, 9 p.m. Eastern. Big thanks to Piece of Hannah. I don't know if you're still hanging around here or not, but thank you so much for dropping by with all your friends. It was great to have you. Hope to see you again. If you haven't, I highly suggest you check her out. She's a very talented streamer, and Widnight as well. Definitely check him out. He plays a lot of Final Fantasy and other RPGs as well. Both of them fantastic streamers. You should definitely check them out if you haven't already. I think that's all I got. I'm going to go ahead and throw a raid over to Raz right now, who's doing some Dota. So if you're interested in joining that, feel free to do so. And raid should be going here very soon. There we go.